Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Adere Rizky. I want to talk about various kind of literary work. First is poetry. Poetry has traditionally been distinguished from prose by its greater use of the aesthetic qualities of language, including musical devices such as associations, alliteration, rhyme, and rhythm, and by being set in lines and phrases rather than paragraph, and more recently its use of other typological elements. Second is novel. A novel is narrative work of prose fiction that tells a story about specific human's experience over a considerable length. There are, however, other characteristic elements that set the novel apart as a particular literary form. Third is short story. A short story is a piece of prose fiction that typically can be read in one sitting and focus on a self-contained incident or series of linked incidents, with the intent of evoking a single effect or mood. The short story is one of the oldest types of literature and has existed in the form of legend, mythic tales, folk tales, fairy tales, tall tales, fable, and anecdotes in various ancient communities around the world. Fourth is lyric, a short story poem that expresses the personal thoughts and feelings of the person who wrote it, especially of poetry and songs. Expressing personal thoughts and feeling, the another meaning ID the word of a song, especially a pop song. Fifth is movie. A movie or film is a type of visual art that uses image and sounds to tell stories or teach people something. Most people watch movies to entertain themselves or to have fun. Some movies can make people laugh, but other movies can make them cry or make them feel afraid. The first is Transgender in movie, The Danish Girl. The Danish Girl, the film, which was released in America on November 27, 2015, was directed by Tom Hooper. The story is adapted from a novel entitled The Danish Girl by David Eberstadt, which is also the true story of a Danish painter who is also the first man to undergo a genital surgery procedure. The Synopsis. The film tells the story of the artist couple Einar Wegener, who is a famous landscape painter, and Gerda Wegener, who is a portrait painter. The two are known as a harmonious and mutually supportive artist couple. And then the story begins when Gerda, who has not produced any work in a long time, asks her husband to fill in for a female model who cannot make it. At Gerda incense, Einar poses in woman's clothing, but apparently this action ignites the hidden female spirit within Einar. And then since then, Einar has been addicted to dressing up as a woman. Knowing this, Gerda actually gave her husband second name, namely is Lily Elber, and often invite him to parties as a Lily. However, beyond Gerda's expectation, it seems that Einar really enjoyed his life as a woman. Even worse, Einar's sexual orientation began to change so that he had absolutely no desire to touch his wife. It didn't stop there. Aina started making out and dating a homosexual man named Henrik Sandal, whom he met at the dance party. Although it was difficult to accept that fact at the first, Gerda, whose career as a painter was getting bigger, was finally willing to accept her husband's condition. Despite his disappointment, he felt accompanies Einar, who at that time felt confined to living in a man's body, leading to depression. Not only changing in terms of appearance, Einar even underwent genital surgery. Einar was happy and agreed with the idea. However, the operation was quite risky because he was the first person to undergo such an operation in the world. Before and after surgery, Gerda accompanied her husband. The theory is transgender theory is an emerging theoretical orientation on the nature of gender and gender identity in understanding the lived experience of transgender and transsexual individuals. It is distinct in emphasizing the importance of physical embodiment in gender and sexual identity. Transgender theory integrates this embodiment with the self and socially constructed of identity thought, the lived experience of those with interesting identities. Thus, it provides theoretical with social work practice and advocacy with regard not only to issues of working with transgender but also to larger issue of group identity and social oppression. The relation between the issue and our country. In our country, there are also many transgender people. Even since the 20 the 200, maybe in Indonesian transgender is very taboo. Maybe it could be a disagree to because Indonesia is Pancasila country. They uphold moral and religious values, while transgender is against the nature of God. Like Lucinta Luna, she once did not admit that she was transgender because she was ashamed to admit it. But now she has the courage to speak up who she is. Value being a transgender person is not easy things. There are many consequences that they have to face too. To the rejection of the existence of their people. Believe me, when they are born, they don't choose to be transgender. They definitely want to have a normal life and be accepted by social environment as part of the social elements. But in reality, many of them have experienced various kinds of discrimination and are no longer valued as independent individuals. Therefore, as part of a social environment, it is better if we begin to respect their personality and existence as whole human beings. Thank you.